Okay, it's getting to be later in the evening. Things are getting done, and I'm going to show you where we're at now. Okay, one sec. Okay, so the cranberry salsa is done, and it's cooked right down, and I'm going to put it into just a glass container and put some saran wrap on it and put it in the fridge now that it's cooled completely. And my lips are still tingling a bit from that jalapeno, so it's definitely, I've got a little heat, but it's not too bad. Okay, so I've got a measuring cup, about 2 cups worth. Sorry to be getting out of the shot here. I'm just grabbing some saran wrap quick. Okay, so I'm going to saran wrap under the table there. Gotta love saran wrap. Okay. Caterer's best friend though. couldn't live without it. Okay, so that's going to go in the fridge. So cranberry salsa is done. I got my checklist over here. Done. I am also going to, I think, take off the heat this tomato sauce for today. It's been cooking for at least 6 hours, just simmering, trying to develop some flavor. And it needs to cool off before I can put it in the fridge. So I need to get it off the heat and stir it quite a bit regularly to cool it off. And the best way actually is to put it in a bigger pan. I'm just trying to think. I do have one right over there. I'm gonna leave the shot for a second. Maybe I'll pause super quick. Okay, so I've got a big sort of, it's a half deep chafing dish here. And again, you know, I mean, these quantities are large. This is not the normal. Okay, what I just did was completely the wrong way to do it. You gotta go away from me. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right. that was not exactly smart, and I'll tell you why. Because it can splash, of course, and you don't want to be splashing yourself with hot liquid of any kind. So, but I didn't get splashed. I realized what I was doing right when I started doing it. And I totally know better. So there, learn from me, don't do that. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna just keep stirring it. It's gonna take a while to cool off because it's been on the stove for so long. But I'm gonna stir it like this every 10 to 15 minutes. So there's lots of steam coming off of it right now, but it will continue to go down in temperature as you stir it. So I'm just gonna put it, here for 1 second. I'm gonna put it on the cooling rack. And I can stir right from there. And this was, well, I won't show you. I had a little extra, that beef broth that I cooked off is there. And I'll add that tomorrow to the stock. So the stock that's in the pot, instant pot, is done. And I'm going to, see, that needs to cool off before it can go in the fridge as well. So I'm going to pause while I let the steam out because it's loud and I don't want you guys to have to sit there and listen to that for ages. And then when it's done, I'll get that also in another larger pan that can be stirred, that can also be cooled off. And then the last thing I'm making is a garlic parsley parmesan butter to go on my garlic baguette, and then that will be it for the night. So I'm going to just pause quick. Okay, so the Instant Pot is depressurized, and I'm just going to take the lid off. And it smells really good, that's for sure. So I'm going to bring it over here. I've got a large strainer over top of a large bowl, and I'm going to strain the broth into the bowl through the strainer. And my glasses have clouded up. Yes, that happens. Okay. Wow, the color is so dark already in this broth. Okay. So you want to get, of course, as much as you can out of it. Okay. So this is the stock. I'm going to get this out of the way. I'll put it over here for now. Hang on. Back on the shelf. Okay. So, I don't know if you can see, but look how dark that broth is. That's just from, pressure cooking it with all the love, of course, that I put into it. But, this is the beginning of a really good soup or stew. And so this, I'm going to stir it, every 5-10 minutes, just like the tomato sauce. This is, I don't think, quite as hot as the tomato sauce was, because this has been cooling slowly in the Instant Pot. Oh, it's still pretty hot, as you can see. So I'm going to just set this over here. It's safe over here. Nothing's going to touch it. Okay. So we're done with all the hot stuff for tonight. Okay. I'm pretty finicky about a clean kitchen, so I see a mess and I have a hard time not walking away from it and not cleaning it. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to make tonight is garlic butter with parsley from my garden that I already washed and dried, freshly chopped garlic butter, unsalted, because salted butter is pretty salty and you want to have your own level of salt in there. So you season as you go, and we're going to make it in the KitchenAid. So I'm just going to put the butter in here. So I'm making probably about 11 quite large baguettes. So the baguettes they're a really good size. And I need probably about 11. And I actually I would normally make a little more, but I have a little bit of garlic butter already made. So I'm going to use that plus this. I have a little more butter left, but I need to reserve that for other things. So I like to save these. I like the idea of saving the wrappers from the butter to butter, for baking, so you can butter your tins with it and stuff. And I keep them in the fridge until I need them. And sometimes I use them and sometimes I don't. But in this case, today, I'm not using it. Okay. So again, I do a lot of things by taste. You know, I don't always go off of a recipe. I've made this garlic butter for the last, you know, year and a half, almost 2 years. A year and a half. Yeah, I guess going on 2 years. Anyway, so it does take a lot of garlic. I know some people may be thinking, oh my God. But let's start there. It's probably going to need more. And then I have the parsley, and, you know, I just thought, you know, probably would have been good to actually do this in the little chopper, because it does such a good job. I might actually make things easy at this point. I mean, I can obviously chop it, but the little KitchenAid thing does a pretty great job too. So I just pick all the stems off. It smells so fresh because I just washed it. It's like I was talking about earlier, you know, when you wash the herbs, the smell and aroma just comes out, and it's beautiful. It's so amazing. You know, and it really tells you how it's going to flavor a dish because you can smell it. It's an aromatic. I used to feel like a little bit of parsley goes a long way in this butter, but you know, it's amazing how much you can put in it. And it's still good, so no point in being shy. It's all beautiful, fresh from the garden. Even in October, it's doing this well. It's amazing. And the funny thing about this parsley, this is curly parsley, is I had it in the garden last summer, and this year I planted Italian flatleaf parsley, and a little tiny speck of this just popped up in my garden in like a completely different location. Of course, I didn't plant it there, just seeded there, I guess, from last year. And it just started with like a tiny little thing like that. And now it's like this little a patch like this big. It's so amazing. And that's, like I said, into October even. It's pretty awesome. Now I'll save some of this for another use. Okay. The small stems are definitely edible. They have a lot of flavor. But I don't want you to get a mouthful stem in your garlic bread. So just going to get off as much as I can. Okay. I really kind of want to use that chopper. Parsley's a funny thing. You can like bunch it up. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Come closer. So you can bunch it all up into like a ball. You just see this. The only thing about this is that it's already kind of cut a little bit. But anyway, see how you can run your knife through it as you're kind of holding it in a bunch. And it holds a lot of it down as you're chopping. And it's like how to get a first good cut of the parsley. If you're ever going to run your finger on your knife, you have to run down that way. Don't ever go near the blade because then you're going to cut yourself. Yeah. So the tomato sauce is done. The broth, first batch of broth is done anyway. And I have a large container that I will end up putting it in that has like a measuring gradient on it, or measuring, like the side of it has measurements so I can actually see how much is there. But like I said, I need 34 cups, which is 8.5 liters, I think. So I'm assuming I got about half today. I'll save those bones and veggies and reuse them tomorrow. I'll put them in the fridge in a Ziploc bag, and I'll do the same process again tomorrow, and then I'll discard them. I'm just doing it tomorrow because, you know, it's getting a bit late. Not that I don't have late nights in the kitchen, because I have many late nights, and I don't mind because then my family's asleep and I get my alone time, and it's all good, you know. It's where I probably get most of my work done. So once my kids go to bed, then I can relax. Okay, this is pretty good. So we got 9 cups of 6 cups of butter. And, well, I just covered it up, but you kind of saw how much garlic I put in there. Fair bit. A bunch of parsley. And I'm going to season it with salt and pepper. And then, of course, I always have to rinse my hand off after it sticks. Okay. Pepper. Everything must be seasoned, even the garlic butter, even the cranberry sauce, everything. Okay, hopefully I don't need that guard. We'll see. Okay. I'll go get the guard. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Just so we're not flinging garlic butter all over the place. Okay. Go for a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, so the butter has whipped for not very long yet, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, and I'm gonna try it just to see how it tastes. It smells really good. It smells like garlic, and yes, I have to try the butter because I need to know what it tastes like. If it needs more seasoning or what. And butter is delicious anyway. It's really good. It's garlicky, it's salty, but the garlic flavor will mellow out. That's why I'm making it a little early. Now this is a garlic parsley parmesan butter. So this is parmesan petals. It's like the shavings, parmesan shavings, which is really the best kind of parmesan you can basically have, I think. It's better than shredded. I mean, unless you had like a wedge of parmesan and you were just shaving it in. But this is the next best thing. So I'm gonna take, and I just washed my hands, I'm gonna take, and even the parmesan smells so good. Oh my God. So I'm gonna just break it up a little bit and put it in. So it's going to have, these parmesan shavings throughout the garlic butter. So I'm gonna spread it on the baguette, and it's gonna be amazing. It is amazing. It's addicting. It's so delicious. It goes good with like so many meals. Okay, a little more. All right. So it's quite a bit, which is fine. And I will just push the butter down, get it off of the paddle, and we'll go again. And so the butter was at room temperature. Of course, the Parmesan is refrigerated, so it's going to seize the butter up a bit as it churns, but that's okay. It's still going to combine, and it's going to be great. And like I said, the longer these things sit in their own flavors, the more flavor develops. So it's going to be delish. Okay, one more time. Okay, it's incorporated, and if I was making like a whipped butter, I would let it go for way longer. I would let it go for quite a long time, but I'm just wanting to mix it essentially in this case. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like. I wish you could smell it because it smells so amazing. And this is a lot of garlic butter, but I need a lot of garlic butter, so that's okay. I will get the rest of this butter off of this paddle after. But for now, I just want to show you what it looks like. Garlic parsley parmesan butter. Delicious. Smells amazing. So we've got that done. I've got the beef broth cooling. I'm going to stir it. So it lets off some of that heat, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's steaming as I'm doing it. The more you stir it, especially get like the bottom, from the bottom, because that's where the heat is still maintaining is at the bottom of the pan. So you just keep stirring, and you see steam every time. So now I'm stirring that tomato sauce. Alright, so that's cooling off. So I'm happy to say the garlic butter is done, the tomato sauce is done. The beef broth is really only half done, but I'm going to measure it out tonight and see how much I actually got. It's definitely not enough, so I'm going to have to do it again, but that's okay. But I basically got everything done tonight that I wanted to, so now all I need to do is clean up and try and put this video together for you guys. For anyone who stuck through the whole thing, yay! So I might lead off with this next time, but you guys are probably wondering, like, why am I doing all this big cooking and what's going on? So my business is called This Momma's Kitchen. My name's Jen, and I make prepared meals, and I also do catering, and I also have a meal prep service. So I make a lot of food and I love to cook, and I thought I would share all of this with you. So stay tuned. There's definitely gonna be more. I've certainly got lots of inspiration and lots of content that I could be sharing with you guys. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk soon, okay? Take care. Bye.